Alright, so the Street Fighter V Summer Update was officially announced. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the announcement? It got a lot of flack on Twitter. A lot of people were hating, and I can sort of understand why and also sort of not understand why. But overall, I'm pretty happy about it, so we'll cover the content that they put out. I actually missed the first opening part of it. I missed when they showed Dan. I thought that Rose was the first character. Oh, spoiler alert, they revealed Dan. So anyways, immediately this to me is the biggest part of the announcement, is the fact that we have the director and the producer for Street Fighter V directly talking to us, and it's no longer Ono being the front face of Street Fighter V, and we're receiving a direct line of communication and a direct update from the heads of Street Fighter V. So to me, immediately, this is what you should be paying attention to what's going on in this update. I know all the content is cool and everything, but I think it's more important to see the cultural shift and the direction in which Capcom is going in, more so than what they're actually going to be adding to Street Fighter V. Because Street Fighter V was supposed to be done with Gil and Seth. That was it. So a Season 5 wasn't supposed to be originally happening. They made numerous remarks about how this update was going to be extra content added on top of an already completed product. So this is kind of like the victory lap for Street Fighter V, if you want to call it that. I would still call it a victory lap for Street Fighter V, even though they might have gotten around the bases battered and bruised, and you know, they almost didn't make it to first base. I still think at the end of 4 years, 5 years of this game, it's a victory lap. Victory limp, yeah, that's victory limp. Okay, that's a much more accurate way to put it. I think the game right now is in a good spot. I think as a product, I could recommend this game to casual people to play. When I first bought this game, it was the biggest pile of flaming dog shit that I've ever spent $60 on. I could not, in good conscience, recommend that game to anybody. I would say, listen, if you don't like money, buy Street Fighter V. Now I can say, if you want to play a fighting game, Street Fighter V is a decent product. So yeah, this is like the victory lap, and we're getting a clear line of communication, which was the biggest problem that we had after Kage dropped. I don't know if you guys remember, I'll probably double back to this. When Kage dropped in Season 4, and there was no updates for months until they leaked Poison, Honda, and Lucia right before EVO. No updates. From Capcom Cup till EVO, pretty much, right? And everyone was like, is this game dead? What happened to Season 4? You guys said you're going to do things a little different, and then went radio silent. And everyone hated that. So now Capcom is taking an initiative, showing us the director, showing us the producer, showing us the people in charge, and communicating directly to us like we're adults, because everyone's old to play Street Fighter, and this is what other esports and other games as a service platforms do. You know, they talk to you, they talk to the consumer and let you know what's going on, which I think is huge. This is already a big win. This dude looks mad young. Does he not look mad young and a little bit like Giobin? It's his swag. He has his chain on, it's the mustache, it's the facial hair. Yeah, he might just be fooling me. If you guys don't know, Giobin, who's like the craziest Nikali and Ryu player ever, and is actually mad good at Street Fighter V, got top 8 at EVO Japan. He used to be an MMA fighter. How fucking badass is that? Anyways, random tangent. So now we get the first character for Season 5. And also, spoiler alert, this will be the only one we actually get any game footage of. So this is where I got a few cap cooks throwing my direction on Twitter recently. Those who know me know I'm not a Capcom apologist deep down, but I am not a fan of people not using their brains. But this is where I'm also drawing the line. What the fuck is this? Why are they showing us game footage that it looks like this was the leak? It looks like some developer recorded this with his cell phone and then was like running to the media, and they tackled him and captured him, and then they just released the footage anyway. This is like some hand cam undercover footage that was not supposed to reach the public. I don't understand. OBS is too hard to install. Also, they have a PlayStation 2 just sitting here on the left side. But I gotta say, like, Dan, you know, Dan looks like Dan. He has a weird, like, mid-air taunt, like a taunt cancel he can do anywhere. Like, you know, he's always been about taunt canceling, and they show that he can do it in mid-air, too. So you can see he does his punch move when they kind of cancel certain moves into another one. So he does it there, and then he does it there from the DP, the cancel. I think it's a cancel. I don't think it's an animation of the move. I think it's a special move he puts in. I think his animations look good. It has a lot of Dan character to it and shows off how Dan is, you know, not very good. I thought this was pretty cool. So this is like the extended cut of the footage. You know, he has his classic hop kicks, which are actually really annoying to deal with in 4. Really shitty looking jumps, shitty looking normals, but they look bad in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not knocking the animations. I think the animations have a lot of character and actually look pretty good and smooth. But, you know, they look like Dan, like not powerful, not refined. So I think he actually looks great, really. And this throw is fucking sick. I saw someone complaining about this. His forward throw is him failing to do his back throw. His forward throw is him trying to chuck you over his shoulder and giving up. And then there's the back throw, him actually succeeding, barely. I mean, Dan is, he's a casual favorite, dude. Like, this character's obviously for people who don't play seriously at all. You gotta throw a bone to the casual people who, like, tune into a fighting game whenever there's a new update or something and press buttons for a little bit. He's a casual fan favorite. And he looks a little interesting, too. I mean, I kind of like the mid-air jank with the taunt. But I'm not okay with them putting a cell phone in front of a PlayStation 2 on a monitor somewhere and uploading that. I have no idea how they decided that was the right way to go about this. So then next after that, we have Vicious and Tasty Steve letting us know about Street Fighter League. You know, if you guys don't know about Street Fighter League Japan has crazy stacked teams, and Street Fighter League USA is crazy stacked as well. So that's cool. Esports. Kenny Omega comes in here to fill time. He's hinting at what the character's going to be. I don't know. That's where I started spacing out. Anyways, the whole point of his intro is that Rose is going to be coming. Wait, did I miss Rose? Yeah, they just blow through these characters because they don't have any more actual trailers or in-game content. The rest is them just saying the character's name and showing some hand-drawn artwork. So there's a rose behind him. He grabs the rose, right? Now they just start blowing through it. Really not telling us much. They also mentioned Oro is going to be coming. Oro holding a turtle. I think that's badass. A lot of people have been asking for Oro. I've never played him. I think he's a cool looking character. I'll check him out. We expect his tricky movements and supreme moveset will be a challenge to implement. So I guess they're hinting at this is going to be like a more higher execution or higher complexity character, which is cool. I think they have Dan for the casuals, Rose for the waifu enthusiasts, and Oro for people who want to dig deeper a little bit. I think they did a good job with Gil and Seth in terms of making more depth of the characters. So this is where I actually have no idea what's going on. I know nothing about rival schools, and I know nothing about Akira Kazuma. I know nothing about this. Now this is the best part. Okay, they flashed this on stream for less than half a second. So what you got to do for anything regarding Street Fighter and Capcom is you have to go to Hi-Fight's Twitter, because Capcom doesn't know how to package anything. You got to go to Hi-Fight, and then you'll figure out what the fuck is going on, because it's not digestible. Whatever Capcom dishes up, it's never digestible. So just go to Hi-Fight. He'll make your life easy. Jesus. This is also the second biggest piece to me from the announcement. The first is obviously the developers and the director and the producer speaking to us directly, the culture shift. This is the second piece, which is them being crystal clear about the roadmap and showing us what the plan is. So winter 2020, we got Dan, new costume, 2021 spring with Rose, summer 2021 Oro and Akira, and then fall we'll have the final character. So basically Street Fighter V is going up through 2021 up until 2022. And a lot of people were pissed about this. I think we've started to develop the culture of announce today and release tomorrow. And everyone was pretty pissed off when they got this, because they're like, oh, there actually is no update in the summer, even though it's called Summer Update. It says in the right-hand corner, Street Fighter V Summer Update. It's actually Street Fighter V Summer Announcement. It's an update in the communication sense. Hey, I'm going to give you an update. I'm going to let you know what's going on. It's not an update where you boot up your PS4 and suddenly Dan is on there. So I think they could have maybe chose their words better, because when gamers hear update, they think I'm going to watch this on Twitch and I'm going to hit boop on my PS4 and it's going to start downloading an update. So it got lost in the gamer translation. For work people, for people in an office, update means exactly what they gave us. This is exactly what they gave us. They gave us an update. You know, normally I like to bash Capcom too, but I honestly feel like, all things considered, they told us what's going on. They were very frank with what was going on. They gave us a clear roadmap of what to expect. They gave us the timeline. They told us what content is coming. There's no ambiguity about what's going on anymore. And they said they want to continue doing this in the future. So that cultural shift right there of them saying, hey, we're going to tell you what's going on, and actually following through, because they did this for Season 4 and they didn't follow through. Season 4, they said, going forward, we'd like to have more continuous updates. And then Kage dropped and they didn't tell us shit for like 5-6 months or something. Now, they're telling us exactly what's going on. I understand. I thought there would be more too. I thought we'd have a trailer for each character. But, you know, this was obviously a season that they're planning to do as the victory lap, the victory limp after Street Fighter V had already completed. They're adding more content. I don't like to make excuses for corporations, but I feel like they're going the extra mile a little bit to give us more content. But it's also, you got to think about what's going on right now in the world. There's COVID going on. Things are getting delayed. Like there's bigger things going on right now. So to me, I feel like this is also them trying to realign their roadmaps with potential development delays with Street Fighter 6. They were probably slowing down development on 6 to focus on 5 for a little bit more to give us a streamlined little drip feed of content to hold us over to Street Fighter 6. I don't know. I'm not upset. I don't understand why people are upset. I get that usually you expect an update to come right away, but like I said, they told us exactly what they're giving us, and cool communication. Hope going forward they keep it up. This is the first time they said they're going to communicate and actually followed up with it. I think they are going to make Dan playable. Which part of this presentation made you think that Dan would be a playable character? I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion at the end of an hour of them explaining the content they're adding to the game. Oh, you mean good? Okay. Listen, it's Twitch chat. I got to assume the lowest possible version of your answer. I got to assume the worst first. Oh, I forgot to mention this. They didn't touch on this at all. They didn't touch on new battle mechanic, new battle balance, and new battle balance, the final patch here. The battle balance makes sense because, you know, they kind of do one at the end of every year pretty much. This is the same sort of cadence we've expected with updates as far as like balance patches go. New battle mechanic, they didn't talk about that. You got to mix it up. I'm not expecting too much. I would expect something like a Critical Art 2. I don't think they would make a drastic gameplay change. A V-Skill 3 would be cool also, but I don't think they'd do that either because that's really hard to do. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Critical Art 2, which I don't think is that interesting. Critical Arts in 5 just don't, for the most part, don't do anything. They don't add utility. They are either a damage extension tool or a tool for invincibility and a panic, right? A reversal. So having a new Critical Art is not a new mechanic, really. But casuals or people who don't play as competitively or don't play as heavily love Critical Arts because it means new cinematics. Cinematic, like the MK series? I probably just don't get the joke, but cinematic, like when you do Ed Super and he sits there punching you like for 30 seconds straight. Ugh. Ugh. He does that for like a whole 15 seconds. Yeah, I don't know what to expect for that. It would be cool if they shook it up. I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting mostly repackaged content. I'm not expecting them to go the distance on anything. I mean, the fact that we're getting these characters is insane to me. Overall, I'm very happy that they're communicating. To me, the content is cool, but it's also like homework for a competitive player, so I'm not really too partial about any character. I don't really care. I like people being excited and people having new reasons to play the game, and I like new stuff, but I don't really have any attachment to any character. Brian's scared about losing to Dan. All right, you got me. That's actually what's going on here.